let's run up a milli.
If you're trying to kiss ass, better get a room. If you got no cash, let the credit boom. You gotta pay tax on the revenues.
What is up, guys? This is the Daily Tea. It is Thursday, February 10th, and it's 10:13 a.m. So starting off with the U.S. inflation jumped 7.5% in the past year to a 40-year high. So since 82, this is inflation is crazy right now. So it's at 7.5%. If you're not making more than 7.5% per year, you're losing purchasing power. And this is what we talk about in Agartha with inflation and why we want to invest, right? So this came out today, I believe. February 10, 2022, 8:20 a.m. Inflation jumped to 7.5% in the past year. So let's dive into the next thing. So this is the SEC chairman. And in Agartha, you'll learn about the federal agencies to watch out for. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, and let's hear what he's had to say, because there's something in Agartha. It's called the new paradigm. We're in a whole different ball game, whole different paradigm, and I talk about a lot of things in there that I'll show you after this. I'll show a quick snippet of a clip, but listen to this first.
But there was 4 matters of policy, not enforcement, but policy that we noted, and the staff did a staff report. And one of them we're going to take up next week, actually, an open commission meeting, is about the plumbing of the stock market, what's called clearing and settling, and how we can take some risk out of the system. And also last year, the retail public.
So the plumbing of the stock market, which means the clearing and the settlement. So keep that in mind when I show you the next thing. The plumbing, the traditional plumbing is being replaced, and I've always said it. And I'll show you what I talked about in the clip. But here's another thing that he talks about. The retail public
Found that they were foreclosed from trading, that a number of brokerage apps said, nope, it was a fateful Friday, and they said you couldn't buy any more of this stock or that stock. So we're trying to address the plumbing and put a proposal out next week. We'll also, I think, hopefully be taking up what's called digital engagement practices, what some people call gamification, and what to do there. And as you and I've been talking about, the actual market structure itself. So there's 3 or 4 projects that we have here, and next week we're going to put our first proposal, hopefully, in front of the public, subject to my commission's approval. But there was.
So he's talking about a lot of things there, and we'll unpack it. So he's talking about the plumbing, replacing it, the clearing and settlement, talking about how Robinhood and other brokerages during that meme stock craze cut customers off from selling their stock or buying it. So everything that he said there, and this was yesterday, is what I mentioned in Mission 5 of Agartha called the new paradigm. So let's listen to a little snippet from there and look at the narrative playing out. And that's why I do these videos in Agartha, and why they're laid out in a structured way is because we're calling the narrative before they go and say it on these news things. And I'll show you right now. So let's dive into it.
And in this video, we're going to go over the traditional paradigm is gone. And it's so true, because you see what happened in like January of 2021 with the way that GameStop was going up, AMC was going up, Dogecoin was going up. There was a huge frenzy of retail participation in the stock market or in crypto, and you saw a bunch of hedge funds and you saw a bunch of institutions starting to feel the ground underneath them start to crumble. And that's when we really saw a shift in the paradigm of the traditional kind of way is breaking.
So we talked about GameStop, we talked about the meme stocks and how they were going crazy, and this is something that they're going to address now, and talking about reducing settlement times to T0. So now I'll show you another snippet from Agartha where I talk about the future plumbing of the financial system. And I'm telling you, I'm using the verbiage that they're using because they've been saying this for years. It's a matter of opening up the mind and paying attention to what they're saying, and then looking to find out what they're doing. So let's take a look here. So what the future system looks like, and we can dive into it and we can see the future plumbing of the financial system right here. And let's take a quick listen.
With the system looking like it's getting ready to crumble and burn, from the ashes you have the phoenix, and from the phoenix you see that we might be on the brink of a whole future where it's economic prosperity based off of everything coming full circle, that trifecta of the data, money, goods being fully interoperable, where now we can have the most efficient, productive, traceable, trackable, sustainable, transparent way of doing global trade. And we're on the brink of it. The Internet of Value is the future plumbing of the financial system. And we learned about the Internet of Value, what it entails, but we got to go deeper.
So in Agartha, we talk about financial intermediaries because the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation is an intermediary that settles transactions on the stock market. So let's listen to a quick clip right here and we'll see.
So key takeaways, some common financial intermediaries, banks, of course, bond markets, stock markets. The stock market acts like a financial intermediary in between when you go to make a stock purchase, and then having someone on the other side facilitate that stock sale. You need to have an intermediary in between to facilitate that transaction, that transfer of stock ownership. So just like a bank, when you go to the bank, you deposit your money, the savings, they then go loan that out to somebody else who's looking for a loan, and then you're able to make interest, and then they're able to get money to pay for that thing, and then the bank makes that interest rate spread. So say if they give you 4% for saving at the bank, but when somebody takes out a loan, they charge them 6%, the bank makes that 2% in between. So banks, financial intermediaries, payment providers, PayPal, Venmo, you got the stock market. Who is the financial intermediary of the stock trades in the stock market, where transfership of ownership of stock go from one hand to the other hand? You have the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation that settles those trades of someone looking to buy that stock and then someone looking to sell it, and that transfer mechanism. So you have a financial intermediary in between that acts as that trust partner to facilitate that exchange, right? And it's funny because in the name Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, trust, this is what all of this is about.
So that was just a quick snippet from Agartha, and it was talking about how shortening settlement cycles and how blockchain can be the new plumbing of the financial system. And I've been saying it since like August, guys. And I've been saying it even before this, but when I started Stargate in August, I was saying, hey, this stuff is going to be the new plumbing of the financial system. And now you're having the SEC chairman coming out February 9th, 2022 saying, hey, we're focused on shortening settlement cycles and the plumbing of our stock market and our financial system, and talking about the new paradigm with the gamification of stocks and the meme coins, and talking about how Robinhood cut off people and like TD Ameritrade cut off people from buying or selling stocks. We talk about all this in Agartha, and it's holding true today. You can see that this is the narrative playing out, and if we can recognize the narrative and see why it's a narrative and see how we can capitalize on it, we're golden. And we are, because we're learning about this stuff. So I saw that the other day and I was like, wow, we're on top of it. So let's keep going. And we can see that BlackRock. Guys, if you haven't seen the Daily Tea from yesterday, watch it, because BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, $10 trillion assets under management to offer crypto trading. We have the biggest asset manager in the world activated. Let that sink in. This is not going away. Why would BlackRock come out with their reputation on the line and say, hey, we're going to offer crypto trading? We're here. We're at the moment. And then yesterday as well, too, if you watch the Daily Tea, you had BlackRock announce something else as well, too. But as well as Russia fully embracing crypto and regulating it and labeling it as a currency and treating it as such. Whereas 2 weeks ago, they were saying they were going to ban it, but we got their number. So BlackRock, this is huge news, guys. And then we have a newly published paper, a new era of money, a new era for money. And that's what we're in. It advocates for a first of its kind collaboration between central banks, regulators, commercial banks, and other financial institutions towards the exploration of a retail central bank digital currency in the UK. And this was released yesterday, and it was called Project New Era, a green paper. So I would probably guess that this retail central bank digital currency that they want to develop needs to be green, sustainable, green finance. This is why you got to watch the green finance video. This is all playing a role, taking all the narratives, mashing them together, and drawing a conclusion and a big picture. We know what's going on. We have the timeline, and we know who's involved. And we're so, like, every day we just get more confirmation and reassurance. It's truly not. Even I get blown away, guys. Like, it's really, truly nuts being back before this, where every single bank and every single celebrity and CEO was saying crypto's a scam, to now everybody thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread. It's truly surreal. It is. So this is big news. There's a whole paper on it. I'm not going to go through it on this newsletter, but I'll do a deep dive on it, because this green paper, it's important. It's important. This just came out. Boston Consulting Group, the Payments Association, a new era on money. And I feel like the Boston Consulting Group was tied up potentially with the U.S. central bank digital currency, but talking about the digital rupee with India, talking about China central bank digital currency, Bahamas, Cambodia, Nigeria. This is going to be a good deep dive to go in. So definitely I'll do one on that. So now let's go to the next thing. Stellar. 2022 is starting to look like a defining year for the future of central bank digital currencies. Remember, 2022, the year of central bank digital currencies, then the year of regulation. Guys, I got your back. I'm on top of it. I live, breathe, eat this stuff. And this is why back in November, I was saying that 2022 is the year of central bank digital currencies and regulations. And we're seeing it playing out as we speak. We have Biden getting ready to do an executive order on crypto. He announced it like the first or second week of 2022. And then you have all these central banks and countries coming out saying they're launching the central bank digital currency this year. I got you guys back. So they're saying it's starting to look like the defining year for the future of CBDCs. They combine the simplicity of physical cash with the reach of electronic money, and could be transformational for those without easy access to banks and other financial services. So financial inclusion, that's the buzzword. And they had more stuff on it, but we'll leave it at that. You guys get the point. Then official, a bill was introduced in Tennessee to allow the state to invest in NFTs and crypto. The states want to get on board. They want this stuff. Then you had in Arizona, I think it was a week ago, a bill was introduced to make Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies legal tender and tax-free. Every state wants to get involved. And then you have Miami coin, New York coin. It's heating up. Then we have new Wyoming-based crypto bank Avanti BT, led by Caitlin Long, is a step closer to potentially acquiring a master account with the Federal Reserve. You have a crypto bank getting this close to potentially acquiring a master account with the Federal Reserve. Who knows? They may be tied up with helping the Federal Reserve increase through crypto the way that transactions get streamlined. So I'm going to have to do a deep dive on this too, because this might be potentially huge news where a crypto bank is going to get a master account with the Federal Reserve. That doesn't happen every day. So we'll dive into that in another video. But yeah, so we'll go over that. And then Disney earnings call. Metaverse is a priority and a key pillar of our business's future. The fourth industrial revolution, it's coming. And they know it. They all know it. And then BlackRock getting in. So I saw this tweet from this guy, and it made me think, and it was so true. It's so true. If you really just sit back and think about it, you have BlackRock getting in. $10 trillion assets under management, the biggest in the world. Biggest in the world. Then you have KPMG. I believe they're one of the big four as far as like accounting. And they put, I think it was like less than a week ago, they put Bitcoin and Ethereum on their balance sheet. And those entities are very well connected. So he was saying that he would like to venture a guess and say that they know that crypto regulation in the USA will be favorable. And if you really think about it, if BlackRock is saying, hey, we're going to get into crypto, they're the biggest asset manager in the world. They're talking to, U.S. government regulators and all regulators across the world. Why would they offer it if, they knew something was going to come out bad about it? They're tied up deep. So I've always said that regulation, a lot of people think is going to be a bad thing. I think it's going to be the best thing that happens in crypto, because it's going to really cement this industry in stone. And the cryptos that are actually solving a real use case and bringing value to the traditional financial system are going to absolutely be adopted and gain traction. And they're going to rise in value through their utility instead of speculation. So I thought this was very good, what he said here, because it's so true if you just sit back and think about it. So let's keep going. The CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, is it's like the SEC but for commodities, is well situated to play an increasingly central role in overseeing the cash digital asset commodity market. So in Agartha 2, we talk about the types of cryptocurrencies. So you have crypto commodities, you have crypto securities, and you have cryptocurrencies. And every different federal agency will regulate based on the type of cryptocurrency. So if you haven't dived into Agartha yet, 100% you guys need to, because you guys are going to be walking out of there like already an expert with what's going on in the world in the big picture. But the CFTC, well situated, they should oversee crypto spot markets. So they talked in Congress yesterday, and so say if we're buying crypto on Coinbase, just buying it spot price, then the CFTC should regulate that. They're saying they should oversee that, whereas the SEC maybe should regulate as far as like crypto securities. And we won't dive into all of that right now because it's in Agartha. But yeah, so Congress, the CFTC, SEC, Federal Reserve, FDIC, FINRA, they're all like going at each other right now with who's going to actually oversee things. And that's why Biden's doing the executive order where all of them come together and develop a proper way to regulate this stuff. So let's dive to the next thing. So just to say, Quant on Coinbase is at $1.8 billion market cap. For comparison, XRP is at $42 billion. Quant, I'm thinking of scooping up some more of it. I wish I scooped it up on the dip. I think it was down to like $90, maybe 100. It's at $150 right now, but its all-time high, I believe, was like close to 350. But they're tied up with the central bank digital currency for the UK. So with Ripple being involved in that, Quant's involved in that, as well as Accenture and DCX, RTGS Global, and they're involved with the digital euro as well too. So Quant's in the game. They have Overledger, where Ripple has Interledger. So they're going to work hand in hand. And Quant actually, I believe, has half of the max supply of Bitcoin. So there's only like 11 million Quant ever. There's not going to be any more. So Quant, something that I'm going to look at scooping up. I'll definitely cover that in the market update, the chart for it. Then we got a new play to earn mobile game on Flow. So Flow's been doing pretty well. It went down to like $4. It's back up to like $8. Flow is one that is going to be in the long run here because they're tied up with a lot of big people. They're going to be listed on Coinbase. I'm telling you, they're a part of Coinbase Ventures portfolio. They always list whatever they have in their portfolio. So it's not on there yet. You can get on KuCoin. But yeah, keep your eyes on Flow. A new play to earn mobile game on Flow lets players into the Olympics action from the ongoing Winter Games in Beijing. So that's why it's probably pumping right now. But Flow tokens surge on Beijing 2022 Olympics Winter Games license. Let's keep going. Then we have Disney CEO. We want to be great at the Metaverse. We covered that kind of earlier. And then McDonald's to join the Metaverse after filing trademarks to create a virtual restaurant and goods. Every day we have a big name company coming out saying they're getting involved in any aspect, whether that be crypto, whether that be a Metaverse, whether that be NFTs, they're getting involved. So McDonald's to join the Metaverse after filing trademarks to create a virtual restaurant and goods. Then we have the CFTC seeking $100 million in additional funding to build expertise on crypto. They probably asked for that as in the Congress hearing yesterday. Then we can dive in here. So along with McDonald's, it also aims to trademark online, actual, and virtual concerts. So McDonald's is going to throw concerts in the McCafe and other entertainment services within its virtual McCafe. So big stuff there. We got McDonald's activated. And then we have bringing crypto infrastructure tech to Wall Street. So Vanguard is like in the top. I think they're number 2 behind BlackRock. I think it's BlackRock, then Vanguard. So Vanguard State Street partners with financial market infrastructure provider Symbiont to bring smart contracts to Wall Street. Traditional finance institutions are interested in adopting crypto technology, and infrastructure providers are having a hard time keeping up. Institutions like Vanguard and State Street are already using smart contracts for settlements. Did not know that, but let's dive into this. So, according to cryptocurrency infrastructure provider Symbiont, Wall Street is already leaning heavily into crypto technology, and the adoption is just beginning. We're early, but we're not that early. We're still early, but it's going to come fast. We're going to reach hyper adoption like 2022, 2023, I'm telling you. We're looking at the technology as a toolkit to solve existing problems. So they're using distributed ledger technology for stocks and the new plumbing of the financial system, and doing transactions, margin calculations, all this good stuff. It's crazy the amount of legacy institutions that are hopping on board. So we've been at the tip of the spear from an enterprise blockchain perspective, looking at blockchain smart contract technology as tools to solve real world problems in regulated financial markets. It's everything that I've been saying, guys. So then we have Justin, YouTube hints at verifying NFTs and watching games in the Metaverse and its platform. We have about just every big company involved or getting involved or doing trademarks or whatever. We're at the doorstep of the biggest boom of all time, the history of mankind. And you'll learn that in Agartha, who said that. But yeah, so that's it, guys. To end this off, I had said like a couple weeks ago, there's this coin called Allbridge. You might want to get it. I believe you can get it on KuCoin, but it's acting as a bridge for all these different cryptocurrencies or blockchains. A lot of big names are involved with it. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for the Daily Tea, and I'll see you guys in the Daily Market Update.